It's Mailbox Monday, Showcase Sunday, stacking the shelves for the weekend of October 11th. I did get 6 books this week, and a couple of them for review. One of them I bought, a couple from the library, swapped one. So I'll start going through them. The first one I got for review is the next trade paperback in the Dresden Files graphic novel series called War Cry. This is supposed to be a new original story in that series. And I was getting these as like individual comic books, and to be honest, I found that I actually like just reading the trade paperback as a book. I like my graphic novels to be novels. I'm not a huge fan of like having all the individual like paperback novels everywhere. So, or paperback comics like all around. So anyways, I'm excited to read this. It comes out in November, so I will be probably reading that pretty soon and reviewing it. The second book I got for review I actually got from the publisher, and this is The Swallow, A Ghost Story by Charis Cotter. And I got this from Penguin Books. And I was trying to see if there's any... I don't know a lot about it. I know it's supposedly kind of like a middle grade ghost story. And I was really drawn to the cover, and when I read the synopsis, I was intrigued. So I'm excited to read that. And that actually came out earlier in September, I believe. Then I did buy one book, and the book I bought, I don't buy a ton of books because I get a lot for review, but it's the next book in the Jane Yellowrock series called Broken Soul by Faith Hunter. This has been a really excellent urban fantasy series about a shapeshifter. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I think this is the 8th book in the series. It's about a shapeshifter named Jane Yellowrock, and she's been doing some work with vampires in New Orleans, and I like the setting of New Orleans. It's fun to read about. I really enjoyed her character. She's very, balanced and very, lots of action, fun to read about. So if you like really action-packed urban fantasy, I'd recommend this. I apologize. Our neighbors have really barky dogs, and they're out there just like barking their heads off for some reason, and they bark at everything. Like, we live on a lake, and if a duck lands on the lake, they'll bark, and it's really obnoxious. But anyways, on that side. All right, I did swap one book this week, and that book is Vicious by V.E. Schwab. This is supposed to be kind of a superhero, supervillain kind of story. It came out last year, and I really wanted to read it, but I have a million books to read, so I just put it on my paperback swap wish list, and I did just get that wish granted. So I'm excited to read this. I've really been wanting to read it, and so it should be a fun read. And then I did go to the library with my son, and that always is dangerous. It was quick diversion. It's getting really cute. Like when he was younger, like 5 or 6, he'd go to the paperback books and like look at books that he liked the pictures, or he wanted books on dolphins or volcanoes. But he started reading a lot of like chapter book series. So he's reading the Secrets of Droon and the Magic Tree House and Pokemon mangas, and he has like a mission when we go to the library now. He's like, okay, Mom, we got to get this right. I got to stop here and get this book. And my cat's saying hi. And then he's like, okay, now we got to get here and get this book. Oh my God, they don't have it. You need to sit down and you need to reserve that for me. And then we go over to the graphic novels. And like, I read a lot of middle grade young adult graphic novels too. And we're like fighting. He's like, you need to move, Mom. I got to get here. And I'm like, well, I'm looking at this book. He goes, well, that looks good. I think I need to look at that one. And so I was just laughing, and we were just both kind of fighting over books, which was funny. So tied into that, I did find this really cool graphic novel in the like middle grade young adult graphic novel section. It's called Finding Gossamer, Volume 1. It says by Rodriguez and Ellerton. Anyways, the artwork in here is absolutely amazing. I was just super impressed by it. And I know it's some sort of fantasy novel. I don't know if you can see it there. I'm getting some glare here, but some sort of fantasy novel. I was just like, wow, I need to get this. So I was like, wow, I need to get this. And then my son was like, I need to get that. And I'm like, you know what? We live in the same house. So why don't we both just get it and we can read it together? So I have been enjoying my son being able to read more like middle grade level books because I read a ton of them, so it gives us a lot more to talk about. And I'm going to be honest, listening to the Magic Tree House books is not the most exciting thing in the world. I think they're great for kids who are like 2nd, 3rd grade, maybe a little older, but I think beyond that, they don't offer a lot to adults. All right, enough about that. The other book I picked up at the library, and this is the last book I got, is Bitter Greens by Kate Forsyth. I picked this up because I have really loved a lot of books by Kate Forsyth. I absolutely adored her Rhiannon's Ride trilogy, and I have her Witches of Eileen, I never know how to say that, like Eileen series to read. So I saw that she's coming out with another book. I was like, oh my god, I need to read it. My library had it, so I got it. Ironically though, if you remember last week, I got like 3 or 4 fairy tale retellings. This is another fairy tale retelling, and it's a retelling of Rapunzel set in historical France. So I didn't know that. Whatever. I like fairy tales retellings, but I honestly am starting to get a little bit burnt out on them. I've read probably, I don't know, 15 different fairy tale retellings in the last few months, and yeah, I didn't realize this was another one. But this is a fairy tale of Rapunzel called Bitter Greens. It's been getting really good reviews. It's by Kate Forsyth, who is an author I really enjoy. She does very good fantasy. So I am excited to read that and look forward to seeing how that goes. So those are all the books I got this week. Sorry I kind of rambled on about some random stuff there, but whatever. You know, you guys can watch it or you can skip it. It's up to you. I hope you guys got some great books and that you had a great week of reading. And it's actually getting really cold here in Minnesota, so there's frost all over everything this morning. And that means it's the start of like reading season, right? I mean, I read all year, but I spend a lot more time inside reading in the winter, obviously. So I guess that's probably one of the only good things about winter is it's reading season. Yay. All right. I will talk to you guys next week. Have a great week. Bye.